Williams, Master Motivator and your encourager with your word for the week. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your space. I appreciate it. Listen, today I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. One of them, word for the week is reset. But before we get into that, let's do it. Everybody say with me, I'm the head, not the tail. I'm above, not beneath. I'm fearfully and I'm wonderfully made. Okay, so one of the words this week is you got to reset. On last week, I had something tremendous to happen to me. One of my friends passed away suddenly, and it really knocked the wind out of me. And I really couldn't focus on anything. And as I was preparing for this week's word, I thought about that's how life happens. When you're trying to get to the top or trying to do something successfully, you run into a roadblock. You run into something that knocks the wind out of you. And as it knocked me back and I was sitting there sulking and having a challenge, this week the word came in, all right, it's time for you to reset. You got to reset the button. You got to reset your motivation. You got to get back into the game. Life is still continuing to happen. And the best way to honor the life or to handle the setback is to reset, back up, go back at it again. You're going to have to go back at it again. If you've had a relapse, then you're going to have to reset that thing. And in the process of doing that, one of the things that I have noticed and noted is that you're also going to have to empty your hands. There's a lady named Louise Smith that says, in order for you to pick up and do something great and put forward something great in your hands, you're going to have to empty the junk from yesterday. And you got to get the stuff out of your hands, out of your mind, clear your focus. You've got to figure it out so that you can do something marvelous in this next season. I am just at a point now where I've got to re-energize myself. I've got to move back into it. I've got to get back in, because if you're not careful, you can sit in that state. Let me tell you, then during that week, I exercise a lot, but during that week, I understand now what it feels like to eat your sorrows and grieve and just eat and eat. Eating at night, eating at day. And I know I've got to reset, because I've got to get after my body. I've got to get after my purpose. I said this on Facebook, if you're a Facebook friend, that you've got to deal with your purpose, because people with purpose don't deal with pettiness. You don't have time for it. You got to move on to the next thing. You got to move on to what life is offering you, because there's a better life out here. There's a better way of doing it. You've got to give God something to work with. You're going to have to get up off the couch. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to get the business. You're going to have to get the flyer. You're going to have to do it. And here is the thing. You can. If the vision is there, you have the capability and the ability to get it done. The voice never gives you something to do that you don't have the capability of getting done. It's in you. It's there. You're going to have to kick into it. Reset your life. Do not get into a regular rut. Move it. Shake it. One of the things that they tell us when we're exercising is that if you can fool the body, because the body will adjust to you doing just regular stuff. And so what they tell us is do something different. You're going to have to do something to shake your life up. This week, you're going to have to do that. You first going to have to look in that mirror and get yourself a new voice, and you're going to have to speak it out of your mouth. And it's time for you to accomplish it. You put the plan together. Get you some people around you. It's time for you to reset. You're going to have to do this thing, and you can. I promise you. You don't have to sit there and sulk and act like it's not going to happen. Yes, it will. Any negative thought, throw it out the door. This is not the day for negativity. This is not the day that you can't accomplish. Nobody, and I'm like that lady, ain't nobody got time for that. It's time for you to move on to the next phase. Get ready, reset, get out of the relapse. It's your moment. It's your day. Make it happen. Let's get this thing done, and let's get some evidence and accomplish it. Until next week, much love.